Hello friends, welcome back. We have created a vector 2D structure with two fields x and y and few properties which helps us to get the angle, get the magnitude, get the square magnitude, and we have created few methods. One method for setting the x and y values of a component, x and y components of a vector. Then we created an add method, and that add method adds two vectors and gives us a new vector, and that vector we are going to copy to another vector. Then we have two constructors. One is a parameterized constructor which takes x and y components and gives us a vector 2D with x and y, whatever values we passed. Then we have a copy constructor which copies one vector to the another vector and gives us. Then we have created a vector 2D position, and that is at 200 200, which looks something like this. We have a position vector 200 200 that indicates the position of a game object, let us take, and we have created a velocity vector with the 200 0 that looks something like this, right guys? We have seen this one already, 200 0. Then what we have done, we have written position dot add. We are accessing the add method using a position vector 2D reference. We are passing a velocity vector to it. Then add method is going to add the velocity to the position and gives us a new position, and that new position we are assigning it to the position vector. And once we do that, actually graphically it looks something like this, right guys? We move or we arrange t and v in a tail and head format. That means we put the tail of a v vector at the head of p vector, which looks something like this, and we get the resultant vector which looks something like this. The new position will be 400 200. That is what we have seen, right guys? And if I come back to Unity, if I run the code, we should get here 400 200. That is good. Now as we know now what is a static keyword, I told you that you can be able to do something like this: position equal to position plus velocity, right guys? I have told that you can be able to add two objects using the operator overloading concept which is present in C#. Now what is operator overloading, guys? Operator overloading means giving a new meaning or giving one more meaning to already present operator. That is known as operator overloading. As I told, we have a plus operator. If you use the plus operator with the numbers, then it will add those numbers and gives a result back. If you are using the plus operator with the string, then it will behave like a concatenation operator. Now at present, what is our requirement? Our requirement is to add position vector to the velocity vector. Then how do we do that? Now we have to give a new meaning, not new meaning, I can say, give one more meaning or add one more meaning to the plus operator so that we can add two objects. Now how we can do that one? So let us understand, guys. Just save it. Now what I do means I am just going to comment this whole code. I am going to comment this complete code */. This complete code I am just making comment. I just save it. That means you can think like this code is not there. There is no code available. What I am going to do means I am going to create here a structure, struct struct vector 2D, and it has two fields, public float x, public float y. Simple, right? Same thing, whatever we had here, public float x, public float y, I have same thing here. Then I will be making a constructor vector 2D which takes two values, float x and float y, takes two values, and what it does, it says this dot x equal to x, this dot y equal to y. Simple, right? Now we know that we can create vectors by saying vector 2D, let us take position is equal to new vector 2D, and we can use out of 2 any one. I'm using the second one, that is parameterized constructor. I say here 200.0f comma 200.0f bracket close semicolon. I create vector 2D with the name as velocity is equal to new vector 2D, and it is going to have x 200.0f, y 0.0f. Simple, right? So we know that we are going to have position vector and the velocity vector, two data structures on the stack available now. Now, if I want to add position vector with the velocity vector, I can use my add method. If I want, I can copy this, I can paste here, right? It will do the same operation. We know that position is equal to position plus position dot add method. I can pass the another vector velocity bracket close semicolon. So this will do, it will add velocity with the position and returns a new position, and that new position we can display by saying debug.log position.x plus double quotation plus position.y. That is going to be the new position of our object we are displaying. But as I told, we want to perform instead of this position plus velocity. How do we do that? We are going to use operator overloading technique. So let us start writing. First we write public keyword so that I can be able to access that operator anywhere I want. Then we are going to write static. Then we are going to say the return type is a vector 2D. Then we are going to use a keyword called as operator, guys. Operator. Now let us see what is operator. Here you have operator is a keyword, guys, and you can write something like this. The form is something like this. First you should write public. We have written public. We should write static. We have written static. We should write result type, or you can say return type. We have written vector 2D. It returns another vector, and we have to use a keyword operator. Good, we are writing that one. Then after that you should write a unary operator or a binary operator. Now unary operator takes only one operand. You can see that here. That is what type of operand you want. OP type means operand type. Operand you have to pass. Unary operator takes only one operand, whereas binary operator takes two operands. You should tell operand type operand, operand type 2, operand 2. That is the syntax of, if you want to overload the unary operator, you are going to use the first one. If you want to overload the binary operator, you are going to use the second one. Now even you can use the operator to overload, to convert one type to another type. You can see here, convert type out, convert type out. You can convert one type to another type also by using the operator or operator overloading technique. The operator keyword is used to declare an operator in a class or a structure declaration. That is the use of the operator keyword. And the operator keyword, as I told, we come here. You can see operators we have minus, multiplication, division, not equal to, double equal to. There are many operators you can overload. You can see here this one, vector 2. This is an operator, guys. Converts a vector 3 to vector 2. Can you see that? You can convert one type to another type. You can convert vector 3 to vector 2, or you can convert vector 2 to vector 3 by creating your own operator with the name vector 3. We see all these examples. Now remember that you cannot overload shorthand arithmetic assignment operators. You cannot overload plus equal to, minus equal to, multiplication equal to. You cannot overload them. That you keep in your mind. So as I want to overload the plus operator is a binary operator. So I write here operator, then you should write which operator you want to overload. That is plus. Can you see that? I am writing here plus sign, guys. Now this you can think like this is a method name, right? We have an add method, same like we have here operator plus method. Then you should pass two operands. The first operand is going to be of type vector 2D, and let us take this operand name. I give operand 1, comma, then I create another vector 2D variable which is named as operand 2. Can you see that, guys? We have two variables here. One is operand 1, another one is operand 2. This is a variable name. You can write any name here. The type of the operands is vector 2D. Of course, because position is a vector 2D, velocity is a vector 2D, right? We want to add the vector 2Ds together. Good. Now, as we have a return type here, vector 2D, I have to return back something, right? If I do not return anything, if I save here, come back to Unity, you get an error message that vector 2D operator plus, taking two vector 2Ds, not all code paths return a value. It is telling that no code is returning a value back. So I should return back something. Return, we are going to return a new vector 2D there. And that vector 2D is actually the sum of position and velocity, right? That is sum of operand 1 and operand 2. What you can do means, you can, if you want, you can simply say float sum x, which is going to be operand 1 dot x plus operand 1 operand 2 dot x. You can take the operand 1x, take the operand 2x, add them together and put in sum x. Then you create another variable, float sum y is equal to operand 1 dot y plus operand 2 dot y. You can see that you are adding the components of vectors independently and putting them in some variables. And you can return a new vector 2D with the resultant sum x comma sum y. This is how you can do. Instead of anyhow, you can see that I am not going to use this sum x sum y anywhere, right? I am not going to use further. So instead of creating a variables, guys, you can directly write here operand 1 dot x plus operand 2 dot x, 1 dot y. I can cut this and paste here. That is going to be the sum. We have a vector 2D. We are returning a new vector 2D with the value sum of operand 1x, operand 2x, sum of operand 1y and operand 2y. Instead of this, you can say a, b, any variable name you can use. Instead of this I can control Z, come on. Instead of this I can say a vector dot x, then b vector dot x, a vector dot y, b vector dot y. You can write like this. It's a very simple small code, right? Useful. Let us check it out whether we can add two vectors. Here we are, guys. I'm saying position is equal to position plus velocity semicolon. Now if I save this and come back, we will not be having any error, guys. Can you see that? We don't have any error message. That means now we can perform two vector addition. Now if I do not write this one, let us take, if I do not write this one, if we have not given the new meaning to the plus or one more meaning to the plus, definitely we should have an error, because we cannot add using the plus operator. Operator plus cannot be applied to the operands of type vector 2D and vector 2D. Not possible. Now what we have done, we have added a new meaning to the plus operator. What the plus does this time is, it takes this position vector, puts in A, it takes this velocity vector, puts in B, then it adds their components, creates a new vector, returns us back. That is how it works. Instead of saying it like this, you can see something like this. You can say you are doing this operation actually. You can say behind the scene, it looks something like this. Game object, you are using the class name as it is a static method, right? Game object dot operator plus. So this is our method name, right guys? Operator plus is the method name. In bracket, you are passing position, comma, velocity, right? You are taking, as it is asking for a vector 2D, you are passing vector 2D object, position. Here you have vector 2D B, you are passing velocity. So these position values will be copied to A, velocity x and y will be copied to B's x and y, right? Then their x and y's are added and returned back as a vector. And that returned new vector you are going to have here, and those values will be copied to position, and you can display the new vector position. I hope you guys are understanding. It's a simple thing. Now you have two ways of adding the vectors. Either you can use the method or you can use the plus operator. This is how you perform, guys. This is how you create, overload the operator. Let us save and check out whether we get the result. So first thing, what should we get here? Position.x, position.y. Very simple. We should get here 200 plus 200. We should get here 400. Here we should get 200. Good. Then as we are adding position with velocity again, so position.x is 400. 400 plus 200 is 600. So new position.x here I should see 600, and position.y is at present 200. We are adding 0 to it again, so we should get here 200 only. Let us save and come back and check out. And if I run the code, you can see that we got 400, 200, 600, 200, guys. Can you see that? That is nice. We have written our own plus operator which performs the addition of two vectors. You can use this plus operator for any other classes also if you want. You just need to write the code according to the requirement. That is how it works, guys. I just explain you how this code is working, because if you understand this code, remaining codes are easy, because all operator overloading stuffs you can very easily understand if you understand what I am explaining in this tutorial. Let us save and copy this code, come back to Paint, and let me explain step by step how it is working behind the scene. Bear with me, guys. I'm just arranging so that I can see the complete code. It should be easy for us to, it will be easy for me to explain everything. As we are working with the structures, so I create here a stack. This is the stack, guys, right? S-T-A-C-K, stack. Now understand how the code works. Of course, now on top of the stack, we are going to have the start method. That's good. Then what happens, guys? We know that first this line is going to get execute vector 2D position is equal to new vector 2D, and we know that the right hand side is going to create a new vector 2D, returns back us a copy of new vector 2D, which is going to have the x value 200, y value 200, and those 200 will be copied to position.x is going to become 200, position.y is going to become 200. That means on top of the stack we will be having a memory location with the name position, P-O-S-I-T-I-O-N, position. Maybe let us take its address is #1. Then what happens, we will be having two memory locations, one for x, one for y. We know that one for x, one for y, and x position x is going to have 200, and we know that the position y is going to be 200, right? That is what happens after executing this line. Then the next line is going to get execute. We know that again the new keyword is going to create some new memory location, and the vector 2D constructor will be called. We pass the address of newly created memory location, right? Then that newly created memory location will be filled by 200 and 0. That memory location will be returned back to us. then one by one the values will be copied to velocity x and velocity y. That means you are going to have another memory location on the stack with the values x is equal to 200, y is equal to 0, and that memory location name will be velocity, velocity, and maybe its address is #2, right guys? These things we know already how the code executes. Then this line is going to get execute. What it does, it goes to the right hand side, it calls the position.add method. When we are calling the add method, we are passing ourselves, that is the position also will be passed to the add method. Then the add method's other vector is going to have the velocity values, and this keyword is going to have the p values, right? So this dot x and other dot x will be added, this dot y, other dot vector y will be added. So we are going to have the resultant vector which is going to be 400, 200. That vector will be returned back. Then the position dot x is going to become 400. We know that this is going to change to 400, and the position dot y is going to be 200. It will be as it is. Then we are going to display debug.log position.x, position.y. It displays 400, 200 on the screen. Now here we are. Now here what happens, guys, you should understand this part, position plus velocity. When you say like this, you can imagine it will be something like this. You can think like this. You are calling the operator plus method, right? And you are sending position and velocity. So you can think now, on top of the stack, you have the operator plus method. You can think like this. Operator plus method is on top of the stack. It has two variables. One is a, another one is a b. And we already know that a and b are vector 2D of structure types. So definitely you will be having two memory locations. Both are of type structures, and both are going to have x and y memory locations, right guys? That is how it looks, xy and xy. This one is a and this one is b. As you are sending the position, now position is 400, 200, that will be copied to ax and ay. So this will be 400, guys. This memory location is going to be 400. This memory location is going to be 200. Good. Then you are passing velocity. The velocity will be copied to b. So here this is going to be 200 and this is going to be 0. Right guys? That is how it works. We are copying this one also value type, this one also value type. As we copied them, then it is going to create a new vector 2D, guys. What happens here means it will create another memory block. Let us take that looks something like this, right? Which is going to be of having the value x and y. Again same, it is going to have x and y, and let us take its address is hash some address. Let us take #10 only, right? And it calls the new vector 2D constructor. So new vector 2D constructor is over here. It goes over here. Vector 2D constructor we are calling, and we will be passing one extra parameter, that is the address of newly created memory location #10. #10 will be passed. So what happens here, a dot x plus b dot y will be calculated. A dot x is 400 and b dot x is 200, 600. 600 will get stored in the x variable, guys, right? So here you have 600. Then a dot y plus b dot y will be calculated. That is a dot y is 200, b dot y is 0, 200 plus 0 is 200. So float y is going to have 200. Good. Here we have one extra parameter, that is this variable, we know that, and to this we are passing #10. This is going to have #10, and once you store the address, we know that it is going to point that memory location. Now on top of the stack we have vector 2D constructor. That also you should remember. I'm just not representing much clear way, because you know that, just we are understanding how it works actually. So after that we are assigning x to this dot x. So 600 will be copied here, guys. 600 will be copied. This dot y equal to y. This dot y equal to the y value, that is it makes this one 200. Good. Then we know that at the end we have one extra line, return this. What return this does? It returns the value at this is pointing. This memory block will be returned back because it is a value type. So it is going to return this newly created memory block back to us, and that will be returned back over here. Understanding, right? It will return back over here, and that this operator plus method is going to return us a vector 2D, that is this memory block only. So this memory block itself returned back in this place, guys. So you are going to have this memory block returned back in this place. Then you can see that left hand side you have value type, right hand side you have a value type. As we have come out of these methods, we are not having the constructor on top of the stack. There is no constructor on top of the stack. We are not having the operator plus method on top of the stack. Then what happens? One by one the values will be copied to the left hand side. That is, the position.x is going to become 600. So position.x is going to become 600. Then position.y is going to become 200 as it is. Then when you display the position.x, the latest value will be 600. Position.y, if you display, the latest value 200 will display. I hope you guys are understanding how it works. This is how we give a new or add one more meaning to the operators. We have seen how to overload the binary operator. In the next tutorial, we will see how to overload the unary operator also. So for this tutorial, this much is enough. Trace yourself and understand once again, guys. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Keep learning, keep coding. See you in the next tutorial.